Welcome to this episode of Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got punched.
As I said, Larry Lawton, well, I know how he got caught. I know how Larry Lawton got caught. He used to use a cap gun, and I mean, they shot him up. They shot his brother up and him, leaving a heist, in the mall, in a strip mall, you know. So bullets were flying. They almost got killed, doing that stuff.
So what, he would go around with a fake weapon?
Gun, yeah. Well, that's what he said. That's what he told the feds when he got busted. It was a fake weapon. I don't know if they found it or not. I mean, you should get Larry Lawton on the show and put me on with him. Seriously.
Hey, the option's there. If you want to come on the show, Larry Lawton, the option's there. I did invite him before.
You did? Well, invite him while I'm on the show so I can, if I want to pull his card, I will, because I'm really that guy that he's claiming he is, you know what I mean? But as I said, he claimed that he took $15 million. I kind of like, I don't think so. Put it that way. All right. I know what I did and how much I did. And I was doing heists in the Diamond District, which are manufacturing firms for the jewelry companies. Okay. That they're heavily insured. And even if it was insured for $2-3 million, $10 million, or $100 million, we would never get more than $5 million. Okay. Never. Like, that's very rare. That only happened once in a blue moon. Okay.
And a lot of those type of jobs were inside jobs when you would do those.
Yeah, I did a lot of inside jobs. Okay. Why? Because I used to have the security guards working for me at the same time. 580 Fifth Avenue had 4 or 5 security guards, response guards, armed guards. Okay. Armed guards that are underpaid, that are protecting this area, which is the richest street in the world at one time. Okay. Because I mean, I want to promote Max from Trax. Go to Trax.com and get your gold chain or something like that. He's an honest jeweler. He's one of the jewelers on 47th Street that I'm going to go see and take my hat off to and shake his hand for being honest. Because not everybody was honest on 47th Street. And that's why that enabled us to sell the crown jewels if we had them, for example. There would be people that would love to buy that stuff.
There's a lot of dishonest jewelers on that street.
Yes. And Max from Trax, he made $400 million from nothing. This kid, I followed his career 15 years already, okay? And I left 47th Street, and he came there. And I've been following his career and the trajectory. He made $400 million legitimately, okay? Wow. He employed people, and I just want to give him a shout out for being legit and for being trustworthy, an honest person, a person that exposed the bad people that were stealing those fractions and points on gold when he would sell back. And there would be just some scumbags, man. Like, I don't know why they would do it, but they just do things like that. So this enabled, my buyers enabled me to, they gave me jobs constantly. Hey, why don't you do this person? Why don't you do Fabricant and Sons? Why don't you do, their competition? They would throw their competition, and I would look at it. And if I would have, those connections, like, the safe connections or the vault connections, the ones that Larry Lawton didn't have, this is why I'm claiming it's because you need safe guys. You need guys that are in the companies. You need to have that type of, to be, to do heat type work. Okay. Where guys, are not supposed to get hurt.
What state was Larry Lawton doing his jobs in?
Not in New York. I know he's from New York. He's from like Throgsneck or something like that in New York. I know that. But he was doing things like in Carolina and Georgia or North Virginia. Like, I don't know.
And you were in New York City quite a bit.
I was in New York City. I was only working in Manhattan Diamond District. Yeah. And he spoke about me, and about my dad and about the Pink Panthers. And he gave us like props, but he never invited me to his show. He never said, hey, man, I know you did time. I know you did 21 years in a broken system. Let me interview you, man, and he didn't want to do that. So all I'm saying is that's a red flag right there. If you're not going to interview me, and I'm not a rat, I'm definitely not a rat. That's one thing. I never pointed my finger on anybody.
Didn't Larry go on with rats in the past?
It doesn't matter. I don't know. But I remember a guy like Larry Lawton that was locked up with me in New Jersey, in Bergen County. And I don't know if it was him. But it might be. I don't know. I don't know if we ever crossed paths. But let me tell you, from 1989, okay, to 99, I was in the state. All right. In and out of Rikers. And when I talk about in and out of Rikers, I don't go to the tombs. I don't have the luxury to go to the tombs, 11 South or 10 South or whatever it was, right? Where my father was housed and stuff like that. That's where they put high profile cases in the tombs in Manhattan. They put celebrities there and stuff like that. But if you're bad, or if you get into a fight, or if you know, they bring you right to Rikers. And Rikers, you have HDM, all right, you have C95, C74, C71, the Beacon, North Facility. I mean, like, there's a lot of places in Rikers. It's 30,000 people in Rikers. You know, it looks like Escape from New York. It's crazy. I had a CMC, I was CMC status in Rikers. I had a red ID card in Rikers. I don't think people even know what that means, you know, but I was around.
What does it mean for the people that don't know? What does it mean?
Well, I was labeled a predicate cutter. Okay. Back then, they would play razor tag in the yard. So you need a gem star to survive in those times. If not, you don't see no scars on my face. I'm just saying there's none on my face.
Did you give a lot of scars?
Yes. I was handing out a lot of $150s. That's what they call it, a $150, right? Because I was being threatened, because I used to always have a chain. I had a chain that was today would be worth $30,000 on a scale, because the price of gold is over $4,000 an ounce. And that was like a trophy. Imagine me. But I don't think they knew. I don't think they thought I was white. I don't think they you know what I mean? They thought I was maybe Spanish, you know, like a light-skinned Hispanic maybe, because in New York, you know, like New Rican. I speak Spanish like I'm Puerto Rican. Look, man, I'm a type of bird that was flying very close to the sun, man. And you know what I mean? And my wings were not made out of wax. Okay. So all I'm saying is this: you can't get to these levels, and you can't say names like John Gotti if you were never around him. Okay. You can't do that. All right. You just can't do it. And the reason why
Larry Lyons spoke about John Gotti, didn't
exactly. John Gotti doesn't hang out with bikers. Okay. He doesn't hang out with guys like that. And I'm telling you this because he stays away from gangs. He doesn't like gangs within gangs. He doesn't like that shit. He doesn't like when somebody's over enthusiastic. You know what I mean? It's a red flag. John Gotti is the man, you know, and I keep on saying this. When I met him, I did not know Junior. He was not even a realm in my life. Like I only met him one time going to Ronald Rubenstein's office, and he bumped into me. And he wasn't a nice guy, because I was with my mom, you know what I mean?
And then during his wedding, wasn't it?
At that wedding, that's when I bumped into him. Whenever his wedding was, 1990, 91, 92, he had this ultra fabulous wedding that I wish my father did for me, because this guy's getting married and he's in the Helmsley Hotel. John Sr., I don't know, he must have paid $1 million for that. I never seen anything like this in my life. But I wake up, I was partying all night. I was with my girlfriend, Teresa Mercentes, and from Palm Beach, Terry. She's probably not going to admit to this, but it's fine. It's okay. I only deal with the truth. So, you know what I mean? Like, the whole thing is like, people can't call me out as a liar because I got receipts. I back up everything. I got photographs. I got pictures, man. Thank God for my mom that she documented everything, because she knew there was going to be a lot of haters and a lot of people trying to contest me. But look, even some bad guys were good, and there's a lot of good guys that turned bad. And as I said, in my book, if you turned a rat and if you turned informant, you were no good. You were cut off from everything. You're not allowed to talk anymore. So I'm just kind of confused. All I'm saying is there's a lot of people that I see today, like online, that they're supposed to be hiding under a rock. Oh no, they took off murder. There's no more murder. Listen, man. Look, I don't know what to say, man. But this is my best advice to people. Be a good person. Be the best version of yourself.
We're talking about this heist that had happened. Pretty incredible heist. It was at the Louvre Museum in Paris. It is still closed on Monday while police investigate the brazen heist, which targeted France's priceless crown jewels. Thieves wielding power tools broke into the world's most visited museum in broad daylight before escaping on scooters with 8 extremely valuable items of jewelry. Now, what else do you know about the situation?
Look, man, when I was there, 1990, that's when they made that pyramid thing, the new entrance thing, right? That's IMP. I told you, I took his identity, then I made $3 to $5 million off of that guy's name, all right? Because I was doing crimes that don't hurt people. I was perfecting these type of crimes, and I was proving to my father, like, look, I can do this too, and not hurt people. You see what I mean? I was proving to him different techniques that I could perfect and do. And, you know, as I said, I had a really good hookup in DMV, and I had a really good hookup with making, you know, credit cards. I had credit card machines, embossers, tippers. This was like something that I got involved. It was a hobby, and I was extremely successful. And another thing is this. I want to put this in because I just remembered. I was the one that was giving all the credit cards to Vinny Asaro. You know who Vinny Asaro is? Vincent Asaro? He lived right around the corner from my house. Right around the corner, like maybe 5 houses down from my house in Ozone Park. Okay? And Vincent Asaro, he was a capo, all right, heavyweight that was blamed for the Lufthansa heist.
He used to have crack in Barillo.
He used to
right?
have whoever was with him was getting half cracked. I'm just letting you know. All right. He's an old school gangster. All right. He's friends with Neil Delacroix and, you know, these guys that are old school, Neil and you know, Uncle Neil. Like, and let me tell you something. When they did this heist, he wasn't part of the Gambinos, okay? Because he's a banana. All right. He got money or something, or he was supposed to get money. You know, this is tribute. You know, when you do a score, whatever, you give somebody 20 grand, 100 grand, whatever. You've seen it in Goodfellas. That's how it happens. But they had a bunch of heists. It wasn't just Lufthansa, all right? Well, he was blamed for the Lufthansa. And an author that I got involved somehow through my literary agency, the same author, Marianne Strong, she's the one that did this French Connection story. Who gave me that? You're not gonna believe this thing. But Jordan Belfort in prison. You know, I put him on a 3-way. I saved this guy's life in there because if not, the wolves would have ate him up. All right. And I put a stop on like I'm a saint, like I'm just like poof, you know, like a priest. And I just and he was safe.